I'm Julian, I'm the percussionist in Nitree, and I have some interesting influences, or interesting as in different influences. I grew up playing drum set in a rock and roll band. I still play, and we've been playing for 10 years. And so I grew up playing like blues and rock and backbeat and four on the floor and just really strong drumming, whether it's Bonham or Charlie Watts. Just really, I always really enjoyed drummers who played really simply but really laid it down, and I try to do that in this band, which is a big band with 6 people who are with endless facility and harmonic knowledge and melodic knowledge and even and a lot of rhythmic knowledge in the band. And something I found pretty early on, that I could use that voice of silence and space to make hopefully the band and my colleagues and bandmates sound better, and make the band really resonate by just providing rhythmic knowledge, but kind of setting a platform for them to sing and things. So I do that, and then when there are moments, I'll bring some influences specifically from like Afro-Cuban conga tradition as well as Brazilian. I've studied a bit and continue very much a student of that music, and bata drumming from the Afro-Cuban Lucumí tradition, as well as other folklore from Cuba, and I also study music, folkloric music from Brazil. And danced around some other genres as well from Latin America and West Africa. But I let those sing in my playing and come through whenever they feel right, and the band's been really supportive. There's a tune for wrist where Lily and I collaborated and were able to create a tune that has a pretty serious 12/8 feel from both the jig in Ireland as well as the 12/8 sort of bembe, really bembe feel in Cuba. And then what else? And I really love singer-songwriters. I've always really wanted to play behind a singer and behind a poem, and find ways to let those lyrics sing through. And there's a couple tunes where that happens. Specifically, one on Thanksgiving, where we get to hear Suniva sing and play, and I just try to give the whole band space for those words to be heard. And hopefully, as we move into our second album, we'll see and hear more of that. And the other influence I shouldn't pass up is I have 2 degrees in classical percussion, and that's a huge part of my life as both an avant-garde and new music enthusiast, as well as playing Beethoven and Mozart and Bach, both as a soloist and as a percussionist in orchestra and chamber. And so a lot of sounds that I learned from working with Helmut Lachenmann or Alarmal Sound and any sorts of things like that come through in these playing, and as well as the rest of the players. We really like to explore different sound worlds and different soundscapes that are not just normal and sweet, but also sometimes quite harsh and dark and looming and scary. So there's a bit of that on the album as well. I do a lot of suspended cymbal rolls and thumb rolls, different things throughout that I would not be able to do as just a rock drum set player. There's a lot of things I learned as being a classical percussionist, a lot of taste and placement and sound palette that I learned from going through the repertoire of classical music for the last 8 to 10 years. It's a long one.